All right. My name is Will.
And I, once again, am Jamey,
And this is the Duality Podcast.
where we talk about anything, everything, and
Nothing.
you said Cyberpunk before.
I did. If it still works,
And
I may
nothing.
cut this part. We'll see.
All right, right. Oh, and we're uniquely qualified to talk about
Crap.
and Cyberpunk
And
and everything in
Cyberpunk.
between.
And anything else. Yeah.
That's right.
All right.
So
So the
there you
headset's
go.
working right now, so that's good. Let's roll with that.
So I'm a little disappointed though we don't get to see the little. You put that in later, right? The little.
I can put it in whenever you want. You want me to do it right now?
That's what she said.
All right. Hold on.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, that's kind of what he said. Dun, 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 dun.
The original intro was just so much better. But if nobody could hear it, then what's the point? Yeah. So yeah, I didn't check that. I was in kind of a hurry today, so okay, so
Uh,
now that we're live and direct and I'm on two mics again because I can't switch the Discord one
uh-huh.
easily.
You did the
So
same thing last week, or last time, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, it was the opposite way. Like you were listening to yeah, you were listening to me on here and they heard me on
Ah,
this one. Now it's the other way around. So yeah, having more than one microphone hooked up to a computer can be quite the challenge.
have you ever thought about calling a tech expert, an IT guy, to actually help you figure out these sorts of things? I mean,
I did. I just figured them out on my own. But
oh,
we should do a sound check, and I didn't do a sound check, so that's my
unplug
own
it and
fault.
plug it back in.
Yeah, we did
Like,
that. Remember, we were sitting
okay.
right here doing that. But you know, it is what it is.
Ah,
For some reason,
it
the
is.
Shure is tripping on something, so I'm gonna have to. I'll look at it later. We don't need it for what we're doing today.
I'm
Today,
slightly, I'm slightly disappointed in you.
well, you just you're lucky. I'm trying to keep it family friendly because I wanted to tell you to go. I wanted to tell you to go suck a bag of somethings, but I'm not going to.
Bag
Um,
of
of what's down there exactly?
where?
You don't
Where?
know
I
what's
don't see
down
it.
there. That's
I
really,
can't see.
yeah, you're not supposed to. That is reserved for Kitty and me, and my third
Kitty,
ex-wife.
the
Whenever
kitty
I
and
find
me.
her. So this week we got a couple topics, not huge
Yeah.
amount of stuff, but
No.
I don't know. Did what is infinite Lagrange? Does that mean anything to you?
Infinite
Michael is asking if we've played
Lagrange.
Infinite Lagrange.
Lagrange. That is a new. Actually, is it new? Is it? I mean, somebody
I don't
was
know. I
saying that
never heard
last
of
week
it.
when we were talking about different types of games. We were talking about somebody came up with that. I can't remember.
Yeah, do that, Donna. Nah, man, I've been knee deep. If you've been watching my YouTube content, you know I ain't playing nothing but one game. I've had a video come out every day for a month.
Wow.
And it ain't been no Lagrange.
You're
And
on like
Donna, please
five.
feel free to ask your husband about that.
You're on like the fifth
Fifth,
different
I'm
avatar.
actually working on two at a time. I'm almost done
Oh.
with the fourth
Oh.
one. I mean, the fourth one is pretty much done. Like he could easily win the game right now, but I just haven't fully leveled him to 50. He's only at like a 43 or 44, which
Whoa.
is unacceptable. The other one, the newest one, is only a level 10 or 11 or 12 actually. I think I got it.
And it takes you about a day to get them to that.
No, no. I mean, if you're talking a full 24-hour day, maybe, but no. To get
Because
him to what? To 50?
no, to 10 or 11.
Well, it depends on I mean,
How far you go, because
how
you got to
fast you want to
go.
play.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But I don't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we'll get into this, but I
Uh-huh.
don't. I don't play the game like I don't just do the story. I do a bunch of other stuff too. So
Yeah. Well, yeah, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes because I was going to ask you some things about things like that. But
okay.
anywho, because let me write that down.
What
I'm gonna write
about,
something down here.
I don't know, did you have anything you want to discuss about your real life this week?
Yeah, well, I did want to say, I last week at the end of the show, I told you to ask you if you had ever read the book Ready Player One, and you said you had
No,
not,
no.
or listened to it or whatever. But you've seen the movie though, right?
Oh, several times, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, but the book is much more in depth and I'm reading Ready Player Two, and I'm almost at the end of it, and that world. I wanted to say that world that Ernest Cline, who's the author of that book, is building, that virtual world,
Yeah.
sounds like something that you would enjoy. And I'm telling you, because the first book was all about the haptic, the rigs, the things that you would put on, and you would have to jog around a little area. Well,
You know, I want that.
this is a book is about a thing where you put a headset on and it reads your brain and
Oh,
all of a sudden puts you into the body of whoever you want. Like you could be a woman having sex with another woman,
I
or
do
you
that
could
all the
have.
time anyway in
But
video games. So,
I
yeah.
know what I'm saying is this thing like makes you feel, so you could be like a surfer. You never surfed
Do you have to
before in your
wear the
life.
bodysuit so you can feel all the
No,
sensations?
no,
Or
you don't. That's the thing. It's
oh,
all in
it's
your
all in the
brain, and
synaptics.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it's really kind of the build up to get to the finale of the book is pretty good. I mean, it's very immersive. Like this could actually, be kind of cool if this would actually happen, but it's also terrifying. So
Yeah. Looks like you got a
yes,
fan. David
yeah,
or
Ready
King or
Player
North
One.
is going to join
Yes,
you.
Ready Player Two though is I just wanted to say that I've been reading that, and one of the things that they talk about is who these people are in Earl or IRL. So whenever you say IRL, I think Earl because they talk about it in
Yeah.
this book all the time,
Oh,
Earl. But so anyways, I was doing that, and I have like the end of this week and half a day on Monday, and no more students. Kids are out for the summertime, so I'm
oh,
super super excited. This has been a
super
crazy
stoked.
year. This has
Yeah.
been a crazy year. I mean, it
Crazy
really
year.
has. I mean, when you come right down to it, you've got, you have COVID and you've got everything else that's going on in the world, and we're just trying to make it through. But the last week and a half of school, it's like there's not a kid, especially this year because we're all kind of like dead to the world.
Wound up.
There's not a
Yeah.
kid that wants to be there, and there's not a teacher that wants to be there. So it doesn't seem to me like there's a lot of teaching going on at this point. But and I'm sure it's like that all over the whole world. But I am ready, man. I'm ready to take a break. That's for sure.
Nice.
So, anyways, yes, Donna, get Ready Player Two. If you haven't Ready Player One, get Ready Player One. And if you don't want to read it, if you want to listen to it, get it on audiobook. What is Amazon's called? I can't remember. Audible. Or you can go uh, any place, Google Books or whatever.
Yeah.
But get. I'm telling you, if you've not Ready Player One, read it. If you haven't read it, you don't have time to read it, and you've got any kind of drive in a car. It's about a 13-hour book. I mean, and then the second book's about 13 or 14 hours. So it's a lot of. There's a lot. It's unabridged, so it
If I did
takes a
that,
long time.
I'd only get 6 minutes a day to listen to
Well,
it.
I
So
and I don't drive that long I drive, 20 minutes back at 20 minutes, so 40 minutes back and forth to work. And so I got a little bit of time, but I've been listening to it on and off, and then I'll be outside mowing the yard, or what do they call it up in UK? Trimming the garden. And anyways, it's not a bad book. I just wanted to say, in my IRL, school's out, finishing up reading a book, ready to take a break. Would like to drink
been
more,
playing
but
some
shouldn't.
Alice Cooper
So,
songs, "School's Out Forever" and all that.
Alice Cooper, yes, I'm getting ready for that, and I have been, like you said, every few days I carve out a couple 2-3 hours to start working on my Cyberpunk. Okay, I'm just
Okay.
saying. So we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay, give
He
me a
said,
sec.
okay, mow in the garden. That's what it is. Mow the garden. But I mean, trim the garden. I mean, trim the bush sounds too sexual. I mean, or
What?
like lady grooming. uh, not like manscaping. That would
Yeah.
be polishing the balls, or I don't know what it is. So I'm
Okay.
just saying.
Moving
I'm not
on.
even drinking. Okay, moving on. Okay, so
You're
that
not
was
even
my
drinking. I'm not either. I just needed another. I needed a
yeah.
soda to get through this.
I got you. Okay, what's next? So what about you? What's
Trim
been
the
going on
garden.
with you?
Man, I'm just working, man. I'm back at work every day and busy, busy, busy. I took a couple days off, played some Cyberpunks,
You took days off. Why'd you do that?
because
Didn't you just have a lot of time off?
I get time off all the time, man. I've been there for like 10 years. Well, technically over 20, but,
Why technically? What were you doing before that?
well, I took a 6-year vacation.
Oh, you were there, then you came back
Yeah,
because you were doing the DJ
I
thing.
was karaokeing. Yeah.
D, DJ douche baggy bag.
No, that nobody would like that DJ name. That would not be good.
Not douche baggy bag. Okay. All right.
It's a
So
family
you were
show.
there
It
a
was
while.
a family show
You've been
until 11.
so you took a lot to trim the grass. So yes, exactly, trim the grass.
I
Anyways,
didn't
what
trim
else?
any grass. I don't have a yard, so that's good. I
There
just
was
have a
no
kitty.
grass. Yep.
I just have a
He's
kitty.
clean. Has no yard. He is clean as a whistle.
I did. I got my second oil change on my car.
Oh,
Got over 1,000 miles on it now. Woo!
why do you even need an oil change if you've got just over 1,000
Because it's
miles?
free, and if I don't use them, then I lose them.
Oh, well, there you go. Change
So
that oil.
yeah, I'm like, hey, if I can change the crap out of it. I don't care. Get in there with a toothbrush. Make sure that
uh,
stuff's clean. So yeah, the only thing is like I had this thing. I should try to Google it or something, but my car, when my car gets cold, I don't know if I told you about the time when my battery there was a little eensy weensy hairline crack in the battery
uh-huh.
in the wintertime, so the battery kept
Yeah.
draining on me. And fortunately, I had bought that charger thing so I
Charger.
could start it.
Mm-hmm.
So I got down to the thing, they fixed the battery and that's all fine. But the next time it got cold, the next two more times when it got cold, sometimes when I get in the car,
Mm-hmm.
the security light that blinks when you get in because it's trying to figure
Yeah.
out if you got a key. Well,
Right.
sometimes it blinks funny and then I get a message on the screen that says, remove the key before turning off the engine, but I haven't even started it yet. I just got in the car.
Yeah.
So I was trying to explain it, but I was telling them about the security thing, and I showed them a little picture of the light, and I said, but it blinks funny. It doesn't blink normal. But no matter what I said, once I showed them that little light symbol, then that's
Mm-hmm.
as far as they would go. They couldn't get past that to the error message. Okay, the error message.
Right.
First of all, my car doesn't have a key. It's a push button.
It's a push button start, right?
And
Uh,
I just could not get them to I don't know. I just couldn't do it.
yeah,
And then
I
I
understand.
was annoyed because I hate especially with cars since I'm not a car guy. I hate when I know more about my car than they know about my car because they actually get paid to know about these cars.
Right.
That's what they do. So it's like I mean, okay, so they're not mechanics or whatever, but damn. I mean, the customer service people are not knowledgeable, and I think both of the ones I talked to it was like their first week or first day or something, and I
Well,
was like,
they're just writing work orders up. That's all they're
yeah, that's
doing.
all
Those
they're
guys.
doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they don't know nothing. But then she went and talked to the tech, but she told him about the little symbol, and he said, "Oh, that's normal. That always comes on." I'm like, I know,
It always comes on, but it's different, right?
but when it's blinking funny, because it's got a rhythmic beat to it when it comes on, it blinks like blink, 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 blink and then it goes out. But in the cold, it blinks funny, doesn't blink like normal, and then it gives me this error message about a key, which I don't have.
Maybe it's a battery issue then. Yeah. Like it's an electrical issue that maybe will be solved now that your battery's fixed. Or did
Well,
it do
no,
it
this
again?
happened after that. This happened the last
Okay.
couple of weeks. Yeah, because it ended up snowing here again a couple more times after the last
Yeah.
blizzard. So it just acts funny in the cold. So anyway, now I'm gonna have to take a frickin' video or take a picture so I can show them, hey, what does this mean now? Because I can't show them the other. If I show them the little red light,
They go, oh, there's a little red.
that's normal. Get out of here. And it's like, no, you guys don't. Okay, never mind. I said, that's why when I do tech support, I'm very thorough about asking them what they're doing, because because they'll do the same thing to me. I'll hear one thing and I'll be like, I want to get stuck on that, but
yeah. So Donna says that she might get around to learning how to drive. Well, that wouldn't fly in this country, and she wants to get a non-high-tech car. Yes,
why?
it's
They're
called a
harder to drive.
bicycle.
Yeah.
Buy a bicycle.
Should you can just get a damn smart car now. You don't have to learn how to drive. You just sit in it and tell it where you want to
go. So Michael Z says when he lifts the engine hatch, I always look at it and think that's a good place for an engine. Is that the way you do?
That's
a
pretty
good
much
place
what I
for an
do.
engine.
Except for when my battery kept discharging all the way, I had to go
yeah.
in there. But that was easy.
Well,
even the little charging thing I've got, it tells you right away if you hook it up wrong, it won't do nothing. It'll tell you that the wires are backwards. It'll do all this.
You got one of the little tiny ones. It holds.
Yeah, it's a little tiny one.
Yeah.
It'll start the car like 50 times or something. I don't know. It's a lot though.
Yeah. You know what I think your problem is? Subaru. That's your problem.
Actually, I don't think that's the problem at all. Subaru is a really good car company, and they're all-wheel drive, which I live in Colorado, and that makes a lot of sense for Colorado. Actually, front-wheel drive is pretty good too.
There's a lot of people that don't like Subarus. I'm just telling you.
Well, there's a lot of people that don't like a lot of
Jeeps.
things.
I know.
I've owned a Jeep too, and I've owned a Honda, and I've owned Chevys and Pontiacs and
I've had a Chevy.
Buicks. I've had them all, man. I don't care.
You've had a Buick.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
But anyway, I was just annoyed with the car dealership. So I'll get.
I don't blame you.
After I get that error message again, I'm gonna take a picture of it so I have a new picture to show them, and then I'm gonna take it in there and say, look, this is what's the problem. Why is it saying that?
Keep in mind, I want you to keep in mind something, okay? The car dealership, they are going to try to make money at the service desk, okay? You have free stuff that you get to have done, but that's where they make their money. That's where they make most of their money.
I understand, but it's under warranty, and I'm not going to let them like shit on me because they don't want to fulfill my warranty. If that car is broken, I want them to give me another one.
I know it. Did you ever own a Datsun? A B210, actually.
No, I never had a Datsun.
a hatchback B210.
No, I had Toyotas. I've had all kinds of cars.
Yeah, I had Datsun. I wanted to like the one of the last years they built like the Datsun Z. What was it? The Z
240Z or 280Z.
240Z, yeah, or the 200Z or something like that. Would have been great to have one too. So.
Yeah, no. When I was younger, not little, but when I was younger, my dad was like totally, told us, we couldn't get nothing but American cars, and blah blah blah. So I had the Chevys and the Fords and the all that stuff. And then when he got older, he got a motorcycle, and it was a Honda.
Kawasaki. Oh, Honda. Whoa.
And I was thinking
he was breaking out.
And then he started liking foreign made cars, and I was like confused. I was like, dude, like my whole life you told me I couldn't have nothing but America, and then you just like flipped the script on me. And then,
you know what it was?
So
he decided that it was cheaper to buy them.
Yeah. Well, he had a Gold Wing, is what he had. Whatever. That's a Honda. Oh yeah. Right? So it was a nice bike, but Yeah, I was always confused by some of those things he brought us up thinking, and then, he'd flip the script later, and then we'd be like, but, like he told us we could never get a motorcycle.
And then he got one.
And then he got one. He was wanted to take us to the hospital and show us how all these people get hurt in the motor. They break their legs. He actually did break his leg on a motorcycle, which I thought was somewhat amusing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I really liked my Honda. That was my favorite car. I mean, that black one I had.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That was my favorite. But the Subaru, I wanted something all-wheel drive, and hopefully nobody will run into it. And they didn't have a jet black one. It's still a sport. Okay. It's just like the Honda. I mean, it's still a sport, but like I said, it gets a little squirrely in the cold. And as long as it's under warranty, I'm gonna keep bugging them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So anyway, that's all I got for IRLs, I think.
True.
Can't think of anything else I want to talk about. So let's talk about Gina, man. How's Gina doing?
Gina, yeah, I noticed this week. I saw, I keep track since on Facebook. If you click on anything that has to do with Gina Carano, then it wants to suggest anything with Gina Carano's name in it. Yeah. And I usually just see him and I click on it for a minute and I go, whatever. But in this particular case, I saw the headline made me stop and go read the story. And the headline said that Gina Carano back on Disney Plus. And I was like, well, she was always on Disney Plus on Mandalorian. You could see her all the time. But apparently there's a Nat Geo or a Nat Geo Wild TV show with Bear Grylls where she goes out in the wilderness, and they had declined to put that show on.
Yeah, which is
because
really
of all
weird.
this stuff.
Yeah.
But they have backed off and uncancelled her, probably because everything's all calmed down politically now. I mean, it hasn't really, but you know what I'm saying, as it pertains to, because people's news cycle, they're what people remember and what they do, what they get aggravated about has only got about a 2-week cycle, and then people are over it.
Yeah, but they tried to cancel her hard, though. They
did. More than one time. Yeah.
Taking her off The Mandalorian was bad enough, but then like canceling any other show she's in, that was kind of rough.
Yeah.
And then so they did that, and then they brought it back. Apparently, I heard Bear Grylls was like sticking up for her, but like, what the?
Yeah, he was.
What the hell's wrong with you people? And I don't know. Somebody got a clue finally, and then they also recommended her for an award of some kind as well. Supporting.
Yeah, she's actually on a Emmy award for the TV show for the she's part of the Emmy award cast that is up for an Emmy award. And listen, I'm telling you, as far as a TV show goes. And as far as Star Wars goes, you could rank how that is, but that is one of the best TV shows that was out all of the year before last and last year.
Yeah.
It really was. The production value and the show. I don't care now. It can be debated how good of an actress Gina Carano is. Okay, some people are like, oh, she's horrible.
She's hot.
I just look at it like she can do all her own stunts. Yeah. She can kick my butt. If I was with her, I'd feel like Mrs. Arnold Schwarzenegger. But
I don't really care how she acts. I think she's awesome. So I don't care. Yeah, I'm a complete simp. I'm a fanboy. Yeah, man. I don't even care.
But what it comes down to is it doesn't matter. She's part of a show. It's an ensemble cast. And it's a great show. The show writing, the show directing, the show everything is really, really good. And yes, somebody just put on there. I just noticed that Ant-Man and the Wasp is actually, or the Quantumanium is going to be using the volume from the same indoor filming facility that Mandalorian.
I don't know why they just don't do everything there. That place is sweet.
I'm telling you, any and every one of these shows needs to do it, because you know what it does is it negates the need to have to find a location, and it because it's LED screen, it actually produces its own light. produces its own light all around. So it's not like you're not on a dark set that you can build and you have to light it yourself. It produces its own light. So,
It's got to be cheaper to produce shows there, I would think. But
oh, definitely.
there's no travel, you know. I
Well,
mean,
what they do on Mandalorian, and I'm sure they'll do it with Ant-Man and whatever else uses it, they'll put the stuff in the LED thing, and then they'll build a practical piece of a set that pushes up to it, and so an actor will be walking next to a box, and then turn a corner like this, and over here there's boxes that are on the LED screen that look just like the other boxes. So it blends right in, and it's such a good. I mean, to the eye, our eyes. Now, if you were there on set, you would see it weirdly. Okay, but the way they film it, you know, if you ever watch how they film when they're following a character.
We both watched that documentary on all that.
Yeah, it's crazy the way they do it, you know. So, you know, I'm glad that there are other people doing that, but it's a great show. Anyways, get back to what I was saying is it's a great show. It's groundbreaking. The writing's for the most part pretty good, and the acting has been great. And I think that it deserves to have some accolades. And you know what? Gina is part of the cast. You know, she may not be anymore, and you mark my words, before they get back to filming for real, I'd be willing to bet you that they're going to figure out a way to get her back on the show, you know, because she's a popular character.
Well, I guess it depends on what happens with Kathleen Kennedy. I keep hearing rumors about her too, but I don't know what's true or not yet. So I mean, one minute they're like, we should keep her forever, and then the next minute I'm hearing that she's leaving, but it goes back and forth. So I have no idea.
She might not want to come back. That's the thing.
No, that's probably true. I doubt she would. Well, I mean, they could offer a lot of money, and she might say, okay, but I want to be able to talk on my Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, which it's just stupid that you can't. I mean,
that's where if you really want to know what Gina's up to, her Twitter's pretty active. I mean, she posts.
Oh yeah.
A lot. Kitty is keeping an eye on things back there for me.
No. Kitty must not gnaw on Daddy.
Oh, she does. If I don't pay attention to her, she'll gnaw on Daddy. So
yes.
And Michael again, you know, foiling the crowd, asking about Stowaway, and went, nope, no, I don't know what that is either.
We haven't yet, but it's on Netflix.
Oh, is it?
It's a show that I was going to probably watch at some point.
It's Putty Tat, P-U-T-T-Y-T-A-T, Tat.
Putty Tat, got a T.
Yeah, it's a T. So I'm a huge Looney Tunes fan, so I know these things.
I know Marvin the Martian.
So yes, I know. Anyways, I have a really lovely pussy cat. So Gina, I'm glad to see that she's gonna maybe get some accolades. I hope she wins.
Yeah,
that would be great.
Won't, but hope she does.
Well, you know, it would be nice. I would. Just the drama channels will have, you know, they'll make 45 episodes out of that.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, they don't have anything. They don't have anything to talk about right now.
No, there's not much going on. Well, the Bad Batch, but nobody's really bad mouthing that. Speaking of the Bad Batch, we should talk about the Bad Batch.
Yeah. So we're about three or four episodes into Bad Batch for this season, and man, I'm telling you, it is just filling in. It's like you know how they say that there's always room for Jello. You know, like you could eat Jello even if you're full. You could eat Jello because it fills in all the spaces that have been left behind. Well, the Bad Batch is like the Jello of the Star Wars universe. What it's doing is it's filling in a lot of the missing pieces. And you know what? Dave Filoni is doing a marvelous job at weaving that story into the actual story. Matter of fact, the first episode, you had like shot by shot, like animations of the things that actually happened in like episode 3 and whatever, you know, that kind of thing. It was really great the way they put the animation, did exactly the Emperor's speech, you know, that he was forming the first galactic empire, you know, and so there's that. The way that they're weaving this new character Omega, or as they say it in Australian, Omega.
Omega, so, she seems like pretty interesting. I don't know.
Not
Isn't
sure
the other
exactly
guy
where.
Kane and Jared though? Or
Kanan, yes, there is a
yeah,
Jedi that gets away in the first episode. His name is not Kanan Jarrus when he's there.
yes.
It's Caleb Dune. That's what it is, Caleb Dune, and he ends up turning into Kanan Jarrus.
Oh,
So,
okay.
anyways, the funny part was is they used the same voice actor, Freddie Prinze Jr. for the kid as they do as Kanan Jarrus on
Oh,
Rebels,
I
and
heard some complaining
his
about that.
voice is like, "Hey boys, what are you doing?" when he's a little tiny kid, opposed to when he's an adult. But
Oh, okay.
apparently, Freddie Prinze Jr. didn't have the ability to, "Hey guys, what are you doing? Let's go chop some people's heads off with lightsabers." He can't even do that. Come on, I can do that. Come on.
Maybe
So,
you should apply
anyways,
for the job.
I should. I should. So, anyways, so yes, so we have all this stuff going on in the Bad Batch. It's filling in all this stuff. We've introduced a new character that is apparently Omega because she's the last in a line of clone troopers.
Oh,
They're
she's
they're trying
special.
they're trying to they're trying to fill in how the Empire went, because that's always been a question everybody always asks. How is it we got from clone troopers to stormtroopers? And how is it that people think that stormtroopers would be better than clone troopers? Clone troopers could actually shoot stuff.
Yeah, they
Clone
actually hit
troopers
targets.
conscript warriors, in other words, guys that volunteer to be in the army, cannot be trained the same way that these stormtroopers, I mean, these clone troopers
Yeah, that were
that
born
have
with all that
that were born and were
knowledge and
accelerated and taught this stuff.
trained and taught. Yeah,
But I think that's the thing that they want us to ask that question. They
yeah.
really do. I'm telling you, they are not avoiding that at all.
Well,
They
they
got this
kind of
new guy,
sort of answered it though, didn't they? I mean,
yeah, but they got this
so
guy
far.
Admiral Rampart that is working with Moff or Grand Moff, or he's not a Grand Moff at this point, but Moff Tarkin,
Tarkin, yeah.
and so he's got this new guy Admiral Rampart that makes these comments that conscript soldiers are going to be much better than clone soldiers. They just have to learn and everything. And it's like I think they're doing it on purpose. They're throwing it out there. They're not avoiding that people are going to ask the question. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's a reason why. But what it comes down to is Tarkin is wanting to avert money in the Empire from the cloning project to the Death Star. That's what
He
he's
wants to build a
trying to
big
do,
weapon, so
which
he's
fill
trying to get money.
which fills in. So, and as a matter of fact, what they call it, the initiative for changing over from clones to stormtroopers is called I can't remember what it's something, Operation something. And in Rogue One, she goes through Jen Erso when they're getting the plans for the Death Star. She goes through all these different things that are going on. She names this, whatever
Oh,
it's called,
I remember
Operation
that.
whatever,
Yeah.
Operation something. She names it just like she did something else that they figured out, Stardust
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
So it
So
kind of
so
ties
any
that in too. So that's
yeah, it
cool.
ties Rogue One in. It ties in how this stuff happens. It's tying in. It's going to tie in probably why they're trying to get blood from Grogu. Why they're trying to clone a Force sensitive, because there is like scuttlebutt floating around out there that maybe Omega might be Force sensitive, might be the first in the line of Force sensitive
Oh, okay.
clones.
Well,
And
plus the
that's where these cloners are they're trying to keep it on the lowdown, so they can have something that would be more valuable to the Empire.
well the
But they have
Camino, what are they, Caminoans or something?
Kaminoans, yep.
Yeah, they're kind of a little bit worried now that the Empire is going to pull out. So they might even
Yes.
try to do some dastardly deed shit and like make
Yes.
something to kill them. I don't
Yes.
even know, but I'm just saying, it sounds plausible to me.
Yes.
I would do
No,
it.
so it's really interesting the way it's all happening. I mean, I can't. I'm looking forward to getting to the end of, because we're 3 episodes in. There's another episode tomorrow night. Then I think there'll be at least, I think, 5 more. It might be a 10 episode season.
Yeah.
But it takes a while for them to make those.
I
But
binged them
um,
all yesterday, so I was
oh, like Oh, the three of them. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I could
There,
get
the
caught up.
first one was really. The first one was long. The second two were
Yeah, they
way
were
shorter.
shorter. Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, I
anyway,
really enjoyed the first one. The second one was like, The third one was okay. And then they started
yeah.
talking because now they're getting into the Omni. What's she called? Omni or
Omega,
Omega? Omega.
Omega. Yeah.
Yeah,
Omega,
they're getting
Omega.
into what she's getting ready to do, and that's the interesting part to me because I want to see
Yeah.
where they go with her
Yes,
and
exactly.
stuff. So
And I
it'll
think
keep
that'll
my
be fun to
attention.
watch. I mean, so
Yeah.
we'll see how it
So
all works out. Let's talk. Let's stay on Disney Plus for just a second. What? Let's see. What's the next thing coming out after Bad Batch? Isn't Loki's coming out in June sometime? Isn't it?
yeah,
That
Loki's
looks like it's
coming
going to be
soon.
really good. We've had a lot of trailers for Loki.
Yeah.
What's the other thing that's coming out in next on Disney Plus? Can't remember. Because there's
Eternals.
another thing. So well, I mean, I think that's down the line. They're probably
The
filming that right now,
the
and they're finishing up. They're finishing up. I think Black Widow is finished. It comes out in November or something, doesn't it? So
well, they're gonna take that one to the theaters. I think what they
yeah,
want to do.
I'm sure it all depends. If California doesn't open up fully from COVID, then they might not. I don't know. So, but I thought I heard
Yeah.
that it was going to be a both. They might put it on the Disney Premiere, which is the that you could pay $29 and
Yeah,
watch it at
probably.
home.
Yeah.
So
Actually, I don't mind doing that. Except, yeah, I mean, because when I go to the theater, I usually go to the big one, and I pay 50
yeah,
bucks anyway. So, I mean, I'm actually saving money. Plus,
yeah,
yeah, like I got big TV. Well, you can see part of it over there, but so 72 inch,
yep.
and I got my new. Oh, I did get a new. I got a new monitor. Did I talk about that last time? My 50. I got a
I don't.
58
You
inch.
talked to me about it. Yeah.
Yeah, 58 inch Vizio. I love that thing. It's 4K, 120 refresh.
Wow.
Preen, man. Oops, I'm gonna get canceled because I did a weird
What
symbol
is that?
there.
What is that? Is that just the kids at school to do that? They say made
Then
you look.
you gotta do it
Put it
below
down
your
by your.
waist.
What does that mean?
It's called a poke game. You just poke it. If they poke
No.
it, then they get to punch you. If they miss, then you get to punch them. If they break your circle, you get to punch them twice.
Is that a
And
thing?
there's another thing you can call out something too. Oh, if you call poke, they have to stand still. They can't move. So you
Where'd
gotta.
you hear this from?
I play this game at work, man. What do you think I do all day? I'm just kidding.
Thought you were an IT professional.
I am, but that doesn't mean I can't play the poke game and shoot Nerf guns and shit. That's what we do, man. That's how business people blow off steam, bro. We don't have a
Gotcha.
water cooler, yo. So we got to do it
Yes.
other ways.
All right.
But
What did?
so I can't look at that. So
Well, let me. I can. No.
yeah, sure. I'll probably blow up your computer. You're gonna trust that Australian guy?
I know.
The one
There's
that
something about the.
the Australian that yelled at me when I made a joke on the internet about going outside. He gave me a lecture, like it was a big old lecture, man. My friends were like, "What's wrong with him?" I said, "Oh, he's Australian. Don't worry about him. He don't know any
Wow.
better." I was just
Going
making a
after
joke.
them.
Yeah, I took a picture with my hair all crazy, and I held up my part of my CDC card, and I said, "Can I go outside now?" I was joking because I don't go outside anyway. So, and then
Yeah, you don't.
he gave me the whole, why I shouldn't, and I was like, "Dude, I don't go outside. Chill."
Don't
It
go
was a
outside
joke.
anyways. Leave me alone. Yeah.
Yeah, he
I never
berated
got
me.
that.
He berated me on my Facebook page. Can you believe that?
I can. He was just looking out for you.
No, he wasn't. He was just trying to school me on something
He was
that
looking out for you.
I didn't need the schooling on because I don't really go out there anyway.
Piss off fear. That's what he
Yeah,
said. Piss
see,
off fear.
he's berating me now on my chat on my other Facebook page. See the abuse I have to put up with, people. This is what I got to put up with.
Go,
People
Philip.
abusing
Go.
me.
Go, Philip. Go. Go. Go.
You don't
Go.
encourage him. So anyway.
Anyways. So
What are we talking about
anywho.
next?
All right. Let's talk about a little.
Okay, so Jamey, finally, I had to buy him a whole computer.
I popped my cherry, my Cyberpunk
I
cherry.
gave him a new computer, and then he went out. He got GOG, the
Yep.
platform GOG, the game
Yep.
launcher, and then
Hmm.
he got Cyberpunk for cheap. What was it, $40 US?
I think it was 47. Yeah.
47. That's
It
still
was like
cheaper than
10 or 20% off, something like that.
yeah.
So.
So it's cheaper on the GOG system. So he got it on there, and then he got it installed,
Hmm.
and he's been
And then
playing. So
I had issues with my computer. Remember,
yeah, I don't know what the
some
hell
weird
was going
thing.
on there. Well,
Yeah, I won't do that
you
again.
were installing unauthorized software.
No,
You only
not authorized. I was trying to install a piece of software, and when I went to go uninstall it, it
it
uninstalled
uninstalled the
every
whole directory.
the
Right?
whole directory, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's good. But I
So
think I figured it out, but I won't do that again. But
good,
yeah.
good,
So
good. Because
yes,
that was confusing for me. I couldn't
I'm
find the files. It was
I'm
confusing.
playing Cyberpunk 2077, and I
You
will
are.
tell you, I'm an RPG sort single player sort of person.
Yeah.
Okay. I like them. This game is a little different than, I mean, it's still an RPG single player. It is, you know, I'm going to ask you about some procedural things, okay?
Okay.
Because now I'm used to, let me tell you what I'm used to. You know, like Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic, uh, like my Fault Jedi Fallen Order. I've played other games like Assassin's Creed. I've played Battlefield's campaign mode, single player campaign mode, you know, going through. But this particular game has so much stuff in it. It's like when I'm running through, I have a tendency to, it says, okay, you need to go to this place over here, and you got a little yellow dot, little yellow insignia that tells
Yeah.
you where to go.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's however many meters away or whatever. But I have a tendency to walk around and pick stuff up and just and
Yeah.
look at things, like walk around. If it blinks and says it's a box that I can open, and it tells me
Yeah.
that says I can take something,
Yeah.
I take it
Yeah.
almost
Perfect.
every time. I mean,
Yeah. Every
like even
time.
I find ashtrays on the floor
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Pick it all
When I
up,
get into
especially if
when
it's
I get
low.
into a battle, and I kill a bunch of people, but there's still people that are shooting at me, I still try to go
You still
over
go clean it
and
all up. Sure. Yeah.
I clean up their stuff. Now I don't very often pick up bodies and hide them places, because it teaches you to do that in the tutorial, you know, picking up bodies and putting them in things. And I'm like, I ain't doing that.
You
Okay.
know, I can't be bothered with that. I'm too busy shooting
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, but I'm one of those kind of players. So I wasn't sure if I was doing the right thing or the wrong thing or what, you know,
No, you're
because I'm
doing
like,
perfect.
I'm just picking crap up. That's what I do, is I pick stuff up. And so,
Well, the
because
thing is, yeah,
I don't like
you got
rushing to
to.
do stuff.
Well, you got to because when you're low level, you need money, and
Yeah.
second, if you're going to try to do engineering or not engineering, but crafting, you're going to need materials. So either way, you got to pick stuff up to get either one of those.
Well, and that's the
So
thing. I haven't even gotten that far. I mean, I do certain things, you know, and I'm like, and I know I could probably equip these things. You know how when you don't play these type of games all the time, I'm just kind of going through the motions right now. And at some point, I'll probably see, oh, there's this thing. Oh, I picked that thing up, and it's now giving me. I'm wearing a 3.9
yeah, you just go
vest, but
after your armor. Yeah,
I've got a 5.9 thing that I can put
hmm
on. I want to put that one on,
you should
you
do
know, and
that
then I equip
already.
that one, you know,
You're
right?
far enough in now. You should be doing that.
Okay. Because I'm only like a level 5 or 6 or something like
Yeah,
that.
but
I'm
you're
not
far
very
enough
heavy.
in. Level 6 is a turning point for a lot of uncommon items. So
Okay.
I would definitely say at least check the clothes. I don't
Uh-huh.
throw clothes. I don't get rid of clothes. I always keep them, and that's just because I like taking pictures. I don't know if you've taken any pictures yet, but you can take selfies and
No.
all this stuff. So I keep the clothes for pictures because it doesn't really matter
Hmm.
what level they are when you're just taking a photo, right? So
Yes. Right.
I just keep all the clothes, but I sell weapons, and obviously there's right now you probably haven't assigned many skills,
Not
but
many. Yeah.
you don't really want to do too much yet because you don't want to throw away your junk just yet. So later on you can have it automatically disassemble junk, which is
Uh-huh.
a crafting skill. It
Mm-hmm.
automatically disassembles junk, which is great for later on. But when you're new, you want to keep the junk because some junk is worth a lot of money. So you want to keep the money, so you sell the junk and you sell the
Gotcha.
weapons until you're ready to start building your own. If you're gonna do crafting, you don't have to do crafting, but the game is like geared to push you towards that because there's stuff you can get only if you're crafting. You
I
know
gotcha.
that like high end, like one of the best guns in the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you can now keep your items in the car. They actually attached them, so now you don't have to use the apartment, which is great because now I never go to the apartment anymore. But because you can just bring the first car. I'm assuming you already have a car. I'm assuming so. The
Yes.
first car
Yeah.
that you get, that's the car. That car, and there's other ones that do it too, but that car for sure lets you get in the trunk. Some of the cars you get, you can't get into the trunk or
Well, I
get
know that
into the
I went
stash.
from that first car that you first start out with. Now I have this other black car that Jackie
Oh, see, that's
souped up
because you
for me.
started as a nomad. So you lost the first. The first car went away. You can get it back
Yes,
later though,
I
but
gotcha.
you're not ready for that yet. So you got to get past. You got to get past the prologue
I gotcha. I gotcha.
before you can do that. And if you ever need to know where it is, I'll tell you. But
That's fine.
the well, I mean, when you're ready, if you want to go get that car, I'll tell you where it is. It's
Okay.
not.
Now,
It doesn't come up automatically. You have to go there to get it to come
okay.
up and tell you where it is.
So the funny part is that you knew what my character was going to be like,
Oh yeah,
didn't
I
you?
guessed it. I said I'm gonna guess that you played a
You're a
male
nomad,
nomad. Yeah, I just it
and
just
I'm
fits
a
you.
male.
It just fits you. It doesn't matter that you're
Yeah.
a male. I just know the characters that you play typically.
Yeah.
That's gonna suit you because you're not corporate and you're not really a street kid. I'm more closer to a street kid than you, So it's like, but I played them all, but
Yeah.
you picked the perfect one because in my opinion the game is totally designed for the
For that one.
Australians. I don't know why they love Australians so much in Poland, but these guys love the Australian story, the male Australian story specifically, is the best outcomes. Like you can get everything that a guy would ever need. Okay, if you play an Australian female, you have an option to have a relationship with a lady, but she's a street kid. When you're an Australian
Yeah.
when you're an Australian when you're a nomad male, you have an opportunity to have a relationship with a female nomad, which is that's what I'm saying. It's just like all the
Yeah.
stars align when you play male nomad. Okay, and the
Right.
nomads are the most generous people. You get all kinds of crap that you don't get from the other. There's just, I mean, the nomads in general are just super generous people. They give you
Uh-huh.
stuff, they help you. They're the most encouraging. The corpos, they're all terrible. The street kids, they're all just trying to be clout and, we'll kick
Yeah.
your ass. You go fight the Valentinos. So I don't think you've had not encountered the Valentinos yet. So
Yeah. No. No.
you'll understand when you get to that point, where you're
I'm
like,
working for Deshaun right now.
yeah. So you're
Yeah.
still in the prologue. So
Yeah.
you've got a little you've also said you've been to Lizzie's. So
Yes.
because you met Evelyn, have you
Yep.
been to meet the Maelstroms yet? Have you gone to go meet up with
Yes.
Jackie?
That I have. We went and shot up the place and got and picked up the girl out of the. No, wait, that's a different thing.
No, the
Yeah.
Maelstroms, you go
No,
to
no.
All
I've gone to
Foods.
the doctor. I've gone to the doctor,
Yeah,
and
that's the first thing.
he's given me a
Gave you an
implant eye
eyeball.
thing.
Yeah.
Yep. And I went from there to the next thing, and I had yeah, and they're like these weird looking creatures with like their faces bashed in and stuff, like with the eyeballs and things, and like
Yeah.
weird looking characters, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's and the guy that I'm because I needed to get the robot, the flathead robot from the dude,
Yeah,
but he'd already bought it. He'd
yeah.
already bought it, and then they had a feud
That's the
within the thing and
Maelstroms.
killed him. Now I had to take him. Now I had to take it like by force. and I
Oh,
got
okay.
it, and I now have it. Now that's
Did you
where I
shoot?
stopped.
Did you shoot the head Maelstrom guy or no?
Yes, I did. I shot him.
Ooh, okay. So let me just clarify to who was it? Michael. The reason that I didn't keep stuff in the car before is because certain weapons only work on your will only work on your wall if they were in the apartment. So I kept everything in the apartment, including the clothes and everything. I didn't want to have to split up my inventory between the car and the apartment. But now, since they're both together, I can put the weapons in the car and they will show up on my wall in the apartment. That's why I did that. And I like the fact that they merged those. So okay, so you shot what's his name? Brick? No, Bryce. I think his name's Bryce.
Shot him.
Yeah, you shot him.
Just ran him through. My game gonna
And
be harder
then,
now.
so did you have to fight? Did you fight the Maelstroms at that point, or did they let you out? Did you have to fight a bunch of Maelstroms, or did you fight Militech, or who did you fight?
I fought the Maelstroms all the way through,
Did you have to
and then
fight a boss guy, the boss, like that was in a suit, like Alien, where he, like had he shoots these guns at you and
I don't think so. No,
so
no Militech.
no, well, Militech, when you got out, right? Who did you talk to? Did you talk to
I got
Meredith,
out.
or did you
I got
talk to
out.
another guy?
I got out with the flathead, and I can't remember who I talked to. I can't remember the name, but I
Was it
got
a
out with
girl
it
or a boy?
because remember a girl.
Okay, that's Meredith. All right, so
Yeah.
you talked to Meredith. So, okay, well, I'll tell you one thing. You're gonna be able to have a little bit of relationship with her later. So get
Oh,
ready.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because basically, Jackie's like, man, I can't believe we got the thing essay, and he's like talking to me like that, and he's like,
Yeah,
we
well,
got it
he's a
for
street
sure,
kid.
man.
He's like the Valentinos, man. He's
Yeah,
he's a street kid. So when you play the street kid, you and him have a lot more of a working relationship that's a little
yeah,
different because you guys are the same. So
right,
everything he does and you do are they mesh up better. But
yeah.
Nomad and the Nomad, you played the perfect role so for you.
Well, I'm just and like I said, normally I wouldn't shoot. I'm just trying to do something different, like I'm not always being real harsh with the way I talk to people or whatever, but you know, if I'm gonna get put in a spot, I'm shooting. Just kidding. I'm just saying.
Well, one
I'm sure
thing
you can
that
make it through the game like that.
well, you can. It's just it's all about options later, and
Yeah.
the options that you get, especially towards the end game. It just really depends on how you treat people at the beginning. So if you pick if you pick certain things, you get different options. So on your second, if you do a second playthrough, so
Hmm.
usually on the first playthrough, I won't pay attention to anything really.
Yeah.
I'll just go play it. But then on the second one, I might go watch some videos so I can see if there was a different option. So basically
Hmm.
now that I've played it 5 times, I know exactly what I want out of the game. So I know exactly how
Yeah.
to get every single thing I want in the
Right.
game. And for me, there's just certain things. There's certain weapons I go after. There's certain things, and then outcomes. Like I can end the game now where I get an option to do all the endings. So
Hmm.
I make sure, because if you don't do certain things or you skip certain things, then you don't get these options towards the end of the game. So but when your first playthrough, you want to discover all that stuff on your own, and I have no problem with that. But as long as you've played, there's uh, there's no reason for me to hide it from you. So you've already killed you killed Brick, or what's his
Bryce.
name, Bryce.
Brick was the guy that he fought and killed or whatever, right?
Yeah, Brick. Well, no,
They had a
Brick is
fight
still
or something.
alive. Yeah, Brick is still alive, but you can rescue him, but you didn't rescue him. So I don't know what's going to happen for you. I don't even know who's going to be in charge of the Maelstroms now. for you.
We'll
I
find out.
never did that one. Yeah, you'll have to tell me about that one because there's at least two, and I don't know. Did you kill Dum Dum too? Dum Dum's the guy that sat down with you and chit chatted with you for a while.
Well, if he was right there, they all started fighting me, then probably.
Okay, all right. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting.
Let God sort them out.
Hey, thanks Hazel for the 50 stars. Wow.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
I don't know, but it's got to be cool, right? Because it says sent stars for the first time. Replay. What does that mean when you replay it? I don't understand that. Does it send something to chat or what does it do? I don't know.
I have no clue.
I don't know what it does. Okay. Well, thank you, Hazel. You're very sweet. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you free Brick, then he just basically acknowledges you later. But I don't know of any other real reason to rescue him other than you can, But it's one of those things, and the option you chose, I'm not sure that you got that option to rescue him or not. So,
find out.
I mean, but when you talk to Meredith, she gave you an option too. She was gonna give you a card, and she gave you a card, and it had for money. She gave you a card with money, and obviously you didn't choose that path either. So I'm not really sure what's gonna happen with you. You have to let me know.
Okay, I will. What's up, Grubby?
Oh, there's the Grubsters. Stars equal
Grubby.
money. Where's the money go? That's what I want to know. I want to know where the money went. That's what I want to know.
Must be the money.
Did it go to Kixeye? So because that's where my money comes from is Kixeye.
That's right. It's Kixeye
even though they're basically non-existent anymore. So
yes, exactly.
So
anyways,
I'm glad to see you're playing. You got a ways to go.
We're coming into summertime, and I want to carve out some time. Now I won't be able to carve out. I'm not going to be able to carve out time like you do, but I'm just trying to, do 2 or 3 hours here, 2 or 3 hours there. Because I found that I can't just sit down for an hour. And luckily with the computer you sent me, it doesn't take an hour to start up, and only it's ready to go pretty quick. And so
I say 19 seconds or something.
Yeah. And I have found that I play better on a controller because I'm a console rat, you called me, but I just the controllers feel more comfortable to me. So
dude, you're making me have a twitch. I'm twitching when you say that, dude. Don't do that.
I'm saying.
That's fine. Whatever. Anyways, I don't care what you use, man. I use keyboard and mouse. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
If it's a flight game, I use a flight stick. I cannot fly anything with a controller. I'll just be crashing into the ground the whole time.
But I do have a flight stick, though. I do have that. So.
Well.
But.
Don't you have the Microsoft one?
No, I have a.
What do you got?
I have a
Logitech
Thrustmaster. You have the one with the thing on the side. I know that, but.
Oh, that's actually a pretty heavy duty one.
This is the Thrustmaster, whatever.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I can't tell you. Yeah,
I know which one it is. I don't use a single stick. I like the dual stick.
Yeah.
You can do that. I have one that's a single stick, but I can't. I don't like it because it just doesn't feel right. If you're not.
I haven't played it. I haven't played with it yet since I got the new computer. I haven't gotten into anything yet. So.
Well, one thing that Cyberpunk will teach you is that sometimes, the choices you make, if you do things on impulse, the repercussions of that are usually a lot harsher than had you thought about it. So sometimes, and the thing is with the game though, at the same time, they're trying to teach you this lesson. They're telling you to hurry up.
Yeah.
So they're always they're always telling you, hurry up, come on, you got something to say, what do you got to do, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You just you'll get in the mindset as you go along, that there's no real timer, so you don't have to.
Well, there is on certain things you're saying.
Well, if it has a thing, you got to answer it. But sometimes even those, whether you answer it or not, changes some things too, especially with relationships, things like that.
Yes.
So you
Well, and I
gotta
also
think about it.
realize that sometimes, even though I answer a certain thing, even it gives me two options, and I'll answer the one option that I think fits best, but I'll end up still have to go back to the other one and say the other thing too. You know?
Well, yeah, that's
So
the nice thing about single player games is you can reload a save and like
yeah.
redo that section. That's one of my videos I put out is called, it's got save before stupid. So
Mm-hmm.
anytime you're about ready to go do something stupid, if you can catch it before the story starts, like
Uh-huh.
a lot of times if you start a story main storyline quest, they don't let you save in the thing the whole time pretty much
Mm-hmm.
unless there's a lull. Like if there's a lull where they let your character go wherever you want,
Uh-huh.
you can save then, but if you're in the mix and you're conversing with the other people and stuff, you
Right.
can't save there. But or if you're in combat, you can't save during combat. So you gotta just always just if and I forget all the time. I do it on stream all the time. I forget to save before stupid, and then I go do something stupid and I get killed, and then I have to do it again, which is
Yeah.
fun. And I've done some other things like accidentally overwriting my save,
Hmm.
which is fun. Because I play
Uh,
multiple characters, so it's real easy for me
yeah,
to do
I
that.
gotcha.
Oh my god.
Anywho, so I'll keep you updated throughout the summer how we're going on
Yeah, we
that.
want to
So
know. We want to keep updates on that and see how you're doing. See how you're
yep.
doing in the story. Yeah, I mean, after you play it one time, I'll spoil the whole thing with you, but I'm still trying to keep it a little bit on the QT. But I do have a lot of new player videos for those
Okay.
of you that want any help. It just make sure it says new player tips at the front. Anything that doesn't say that, it probably will spoil something. So, because there's certain people. I mean, there's certain videos that I don't usually typically talk about main story quests or side because there's main story and then there's like side main story quests.
Right.
And so I try not to spoil those as much as possible. But I mean, I've played so many times now, and it's been so long now that I'm just getting to the point where I'm just like, I'm almost ready to just do a stream where I actually do the mainline quests and everything, and then just do commentary through the whole thing
Mm-hmm.
about what I think about this and that and the other thing. But those are for people that watch the live streams. I've been doing them
Yeah.
on both Facebook and Twitch. Which reminds me, speaking of Twitch, I could add this to my IRL. I forgot. But you remember I was talking about Twitch. Somebody stole my. Well, they didn't really steal it. I changed the name of my Twitch channel for a while because I wanted to try a different branding, and it didn't work out. So, but I forgot. Like whenever that name became available again, I didn't grab it right away. So somebody else grabbed it for whatever reason. I don't know why. And then remember, I had this same problem with Mixer. Somebody had grabbed my name
Mm-hmm.
before I even had one on Mixer. So I was like, what the hell's going on? I don't know why people do that. I think they just want to annoy me or something. I can't think of any other reason. The brand doesn't make any money, so it's not
It's
worth
probably
anything.
it was probably one of your rivals in one of your games you played. I'm gonna
Well,
make
I
sure
know
that.
like for a fact, like one developer that I've worked with a lot in the past, or from Origin Systems.
Uh-huh.
Well, he was from EA actually, but when I had I had a domain called Play to Crush, which was
Mm-hmm.
kind of a meme for this game that came out, Shadowbane.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had this domain for it. Well, I ended up not really playing Shadowbane because I kind of fell out of the. I started falling out of love with PvP because the people online are just ridiculous. And plus, I was getting old enough that wasn't wasn't really able to keep up with a lot of them anymore. So I just kind of fell out of love with it. I mean, I'll still do it, but I used to be very passionate about PvP and stuff.
Right.
But anyway, the developer that I used to work with all the time, they actually had that domain. They actually used it on their new game they're working on. They used it for a little while they were setting things up, and I saw it and I was like, oh my god, that's where that went. So I don't know, but people watch our streams or watch us that we don't know anything about or anything like that. So It's cray cray, man. It's cray cray. Like people know stuff that you would never believe that they know,
Yeah.
that they saw you do that you never talked to them before. Like people, this one guy got on the Twitch channel the other day. He said he used to watch me do Battle Pirates on Twitch, and I thought, well, I never did Battle Pirates on Twitch. That was Price. I said I never played any of the Kixeye games live because people then just 500 people would just try to come and attack my base. So it would be boring. I
Yeah.
had to like play in secret, like I had to go somewhere else, log in as a different character or something so that I could do tutorial stuff without getting attacked because otherwise if anybody knew I was online and I was live, they would attack me. So I just never played that way.
You didn't care though when it was backyard monsters, because you had them crazy bases and the
Well,
quad.
yeah, but Backyard Monsters, yeah, it was different on that one, but I never on Backyard Monsters everybody wasn't like when I played Vega and Battle Pirates, those two groups especially. I think War Commander was probably similar, but those two specifically, those guys, because we had people in every part of the world, so there was
Yeah.
always 24-hour coverage of what was going on in our sectors and stuff. So there was always somebody there.
Yeah.
And well, that's good, Grubby, because you probably would have never found me anyway in Battle Pirates. I don't think I got past level 20 or something. I didn't go very far. Same with War
What
Commander. I didn't get very far in
what
that
were
one.
your ships? What were your best ones you said? Leviathans.
Leviathans. That was my ships. When they
Leviathans. It
put
was the
something out that was better than a Leviathan, that's pretty much when I quit. And it was, when they got rid of the Fog of War,
yeah.
which I was happy about, I still quit because I was just like, because I had just spent like gazillions of hours uncovering that stupid Fog of War so I could see what the hell's going on. And then they come out
Uh,
with, oh, and we're getting rid of that. And I was like,
yeah.
after
What a
I
lot of
just did
people
all that, so
what a lot of people may not know is that I have actually had the Nash carrier built that was named after me. So, and it was horrible, just like me.
well,
So,
yeah, it had a battle blade on it. That's what I liked
but
about it.
it had a battle blade, but it also they gave me a free set of
A
them,
fleet,
because
yeah.
after we complained about it, I said, you used my name and everything, but you didn't even give me a free set. Next thing you know, I had a free set, you know, in
I know
my
I would have
inventory.
complained too. They didn't give me a free set and they used my damn logo, so I don't know what's up with that.
But they
But
used my name,
I know, well, yeah, that Nash
and they
is
had already paid you
crappy
millions.
character.
So
Well, yeah, if all the millions we were making, I mean, I really didn't
yeah,
need it, but
millions of pesos.
I didn't play the game. That's the thing is, they weren't going to
I know,
reward me for not playing the game.
I
I
know,
mean,
I
even
know.
though I was providing them free advertising for a couple of years, that didn't make any difference. They still didn't give me nothing.
Yeah. As
Um,
soon as as soon as Upper Eye Scope came around, that
Upper
was it.
Eye Scope, that was the guy.
Upper Eye Scope,
So what I figured later is that guy was
or as we
probably
call it, Up Periscope. Upper
yeah,
Eye Scope
Upper
is what
Eye
we call
Scope.
them.
But well, you know how I read names and then say the wrong
Yeah.
thing.
Yes. I
But
missed
the
that. I missed that.
But what I figured later is that the guy must have been talking about the talk shows because we used to do the talk shows on Twitch. Remember originally?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I don't know. I guess you
Yep.
probably must have. I deleted all my VODs because I was worried about, because Twitch has been getting pounded with copyright strike stuff.
Uh-huh.
So for people having VODs and stuff that are like years old, so I was just like, you know what? Let's just whack them all. And so I got rid of all the VODs. So I made sure that what is on there now is not going to, well, hopefully not going to get hit with any kind of copyright strike. So,
Probably will. Probably will.
well, I mean, the music in Cyberpunk, I've got it set to it's not supposed to allow copyrighted music. So, and then I also have it set so, like now, I have it set so that I mean, I've seen all the nudity already, so I'm kind of over that. So I've got it set on where it just shows underwear instead of,
Oh.
full on nips and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, I was a little surprised at that, to be honest with you.
dude, you haven't even seen anything. Yeah, you wait.
Uh,
You wait till later on when you and Pan Am get together. You'll see some stuff then. You'll be like, dang. But
Nice.
So yeah, there's it's really awkward, and that game's got some disturbing shit in it, man. I'm just gonna tell you. I mean, I don't know. You've seen some stuff now, but
Uh-huh.
there's some really, really, it's like stuff that bothered me. Like I was like, God, I can't
But not
believe that.
nachos. It wouldn't bother nachos, right?
Probably not, but I mean, but I'm pretty close to him as far as not getting like freaked out by something. I didn't freak out, but I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe who thought this shit up. Like Warframe's got stuff like that in it too. That's just like either really scary stuff or really just disturbing. Like, who imagined this? Who put this in a game? That's what you want to. I gotta meet this crazy person that thought up this demented stuff. Because I don't know. Some of that stuff is
Yep.
really just, they're wicked. So everybody needs
Wicked.
to get GOG, the platform GOG,
GOG.
GOG Galaxy. Buy a copy of Cyberpunk and play it so we can talk about the whole game. As soon as
So
Jamey
we
finishes one time, I'm gonna spill all the beans. So get ready. And I do on my YouTube and the Twitch and the Facebook channel and the live streams. I spill all the beans. I talk about everything. I don't care. If you're watching my live
nice.
streams, be prepared. Because
Nice.
I do. I spill the beans. But I also have new player tip videos that are specifically for
New
new
players.
players that don't. Actually, I only talk about Watson, actually, mostly. I don't even talk about anything after the prologue yet. I mean, I will maybe talk about it, but in my mind, you can play up to about well, easily, without grinding it out, you could play easily to level 13-ish
Hmm.
in Watson before you even finish the prologue.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's
So
where I'm stuck right there because they've got Watson on shutdown.
yeah, you're on
So
lockdown. So yeah, but
yeah.
there's a whole, and the more cred, the more. See, if you go out and fight in the world, do the world quest, the open world quests,
Hmm.
you're gonna get street cred. You're gonna get levels. You know what I mean? And you'll also
Yeah.
get items that may be like super overpowered. Like there's at least four, possibly five. I think. Well, one kind of can is kind of funny how it rolls. I'm actually going to do a video about that one. But there are at least four legendary items that you can get right out of the chute. But the problem with getting legendaries at your level is that it will cost you a fortune to upgrade them
Oh, really?
because they spawn relatively close to your level. So, well, they'll spawn at like level 25 when you first get them, but by the time you get up in levels, they'll be weak. You'll
Hmm.
have uncommon and common items that are more armor. Even if you had the modifications to put, because anything past a rare has modification slots, right? So
Right.
you can put extra armor, extra stuff in them. But if you get a legendary and you have to get mods, so you're not even going to have mods right away, and the mods you do get are going to be crap. So
Mm.
I mean, it's like six of one, half dozen of the other. You can get this really cool stuff early, but then it's going to cost you like a fortune eventually to get it all up to level 50, where you could just play to level 50, in rare
Hmm.
or epic items, and then buy stuff at level 50, and it'll only have to be upgraded one level.
One time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, it's up to you what you want to do. I've played
I
it so
don't
many
know.
times now. I usually will go get the legendary items anyway, just because I know where they're at, and I just go get them, or I walk by them. I'm like, oh, there's a legendary. I should just grab that whilst I'm here. But I end up putting them in storage and never using them again because I've got other stuff that's better
Yeah.
already. That's not legendary. It's the way they do the armor is pretty simplistic anyway, because everything, no matter what it is, whether it's uncommon, common, legendary, rare, epic, doesn't matter, and they're not in that's the wrong order. But
Hmm.
if they're the same level, they have the exact same armor value. The only thing that makes them special is the mod slots. So
I got you. Right.
And also remember, I should give you this tip. If you do end up doing open world quests and you find a legendary, always make sure that it's got the maximum number of mod slots. And you know how to do that. I'll
Nope.
tell you because I fought for this, man. I fought for this in game, and this is a newbie thing you can get. You can re-roll items. So if you find an item,
Hmm.
right, and you walk up on it and you look in the box and it says it's legendary, well, it'll also include how many mod slots it'll have, and it'll either have mod slots that are filled in with something or it'll have empty mod
Hmm.
slots. So anything that's anything that wears on your chest, whether it's inner or outer chest,
Hmm.
those get up to 4 mod slots.
Okay.
Everything else only gets 3. So whether it's head, toe, pants, whatever, the only thing that gets 4 is the shirt and the jackets, right? So if you see something in there and it doesn't have the maximum number of mod slots, you can just save your game right there before you open it, and then you load that game again, and it'll re-roll.
Oh, okay. I
So
got
it'll
you.
re-roll the mod slots. So then you just make sure you got all of them. Like an epic item, which is the purple, can get 2 for everything. I don't know if they get 3 on the chest and the. They probably do. They probably get 3 on the chest and the jacket, and then 2 on everything else. And then there's
Hmm.
rares which get 2, and I can't remember now. But anyway, they get at least a couple. Now,
Right.
uncommon and common don't get anything. So if you get an uncommon or a common, they're basically the same thing.
Okay.
Because as long as they're the same level, the only difference is the amount that it's going to cost you to upgrade them. Like if you
Right. And
want
this is
to
this
upgrade
is
them.
where I find things and pick them up. Like, you know, if I'm, is that even for if I'm picking up a gun? Like, so, if I kill a
Guns
dude.
can be
Yeah.
re-rolled as well, but I'm not as versed on the guns. Like I don't usually care about the guns. Some guns can re-roll from like say a rare to an epic or something like that. But
Hmm.
mostly I don't because you get so many guns, dude,
Yeah.
you get a ridiculous amount of
Yeah.
guns. And there
Yeah.
is there is a legendary gun you can pick up like right now. Like you could go get it right now. But like I said, that's up to you. But I could tell you where it is. But there's a legendary gun. There's 3 or 4 legendary items you can go get right now in Watson,
Yeah.
and you'll be tough for a while, right? But then you're not going to look good though. If you want to look good, I mean, you look okay because
Yeah.
you can get a corporate suit pant, a corporate suit shirt. You can get a dress, a full top dress, and you can get a gun. And there's a pair of glasses, but the glasses don't always roll legendary. They can roll all the way down to rare or uncommon. I can't remember. They roll pretty low though. When you're level 6, you're just not going to get the roll. So what I suggest is you just leave the glasses there and come back and get them when you're level 20, because then it'll roll for you better.
For the
Yeah, get
dress.
the dress. The dress actually is pretty nice if you're a female V, but I don't usually wear it. I don't like it that much. I mean, it looks cool and it's like it's a hooker dress for sure because it's got the skin tight pants. What do they call like a legging? What do they call those
Hmm.
stretchy pants that girls wear?
Yoga
Um,
pants.
yeah, kind of like yoga pants, but they're real
Fitness
flashy.
pants.
They're real flashy. They're not. They're more like you go out dancing in these things,
Jeggings. Jeggings.
and then it's got a full top, on it. Shows a lot of
Yeah.
cleavage. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great, but it just doesn't do it for me. Yeah, so Donna says they're leggings, so I'm gonna go with her, but
I said
they're
leggings.
sheer. Well, whatever. I'm just telling you, I'm going with whatever she
Yoga
said.
pants, leggings,
Yeah,
jeggings.
but yeah, I mean, I've showed them
I've
in
got some
several
on right
videos.
now.
Oh, is
Saying
that what's down there?
they make me feel sexy.
Oh, well, you are sexy, buddy. You are sexy.
So anyways,
Jeggings are jean leggings. See, now you got her. Now she's schooling you. She's.
I know what jeans. That's what jeggings are. Jeans. I had 2 girls for crying out loud.
I'm
We
just
went through our
telling you, man. You better get it
jeggings,
right, because she's
leggings,
telling you.
yoga
But these
pants,
aren't
fitness
jeans.
pants, workout pants, no pants.
These are slicks, man. These are slicks. So
I'm just kidding,
anyway,
Donna.
that's all I got for you this time. But yeah, we'll
Okay.
talk some more Cyberpunk next time you play some more.
Yeah.
and I'll give you some more. I'll give you some more. I'll give you a little bit more tidbits. Yeah, I
Okay.
need to. I want to know what happens with you shooting
What's
Bryce
his
in the
name?
face. I think it's
Did
Bryce.
shot him, killed him dead. So
Yeah, I kind of want to know. But you said you talked to Meredith, so you must have went. Did you go meet Meredith at her where she was in the truck and she had the guy in the back or anything? Did you get interrogated by a big dude with a gun and?
I can't tell you yet. Maybe I haven't been there yet.
Well, no, you would have already had to do it. You would
Okay.
have
I
done it
don't know.
before you met with Jackie, because you meet with Evelyn and you have it's optional to meet with Meredith and then you can meet with Jackie, and once you meet with Jackie, then you deal with the Maelstrom.
Oh, okay. Maybe I already saw her then. I'm pretty sure I was in the back. It was I like I said, I was dealing with Deshaun, the big
Yeah, but
black guy.
this is all part of that. Dexter Deshawn,
Okay.
you're moving your way
Yeah.
towards a thing called the heist.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the end of the prologue when you do the heist. That's the end of the
I
prologue.
got you. Okay.
So you're all these things you're doing now are just precursors to what you end up doing in the heist. So yeah, you're there. You're just, but now you get to have the choice. You're at this point now where you're at the choice where you can start doing some world quests to build your character
Yeah.
up a little bit. You'll learn
Right.
about Night City a little bit, and
Yes.
you'll,
I ran over
yeah.
somebody.
Well, that's good. You're doing
I
great.
ran them clean over.
Clean. Did the
And then it
cops
said
come?
something about it said something about the cops getting called or whatever. I just kept running.
Yeah, that's the best way. At level 6, yes, you should keep running.
I kept running.
You keep running and running
Yeah.
all the
Jenny
way to as far as the
J-
edge of Watson as you can get.
Jenny just told me to just keep running
You did.
after I ran that person over.
Yeah, you just
So,
keep on it.
anyways,
And I'll
we'll
tell you
keep
right
doing
now,
that.
I'll give you another tip before we go. If
Okay.
you do run somebody over in the car and the cops do come, get out of the car.
Why?
Because the car blows up easier than you do. That's one of my tips I give to new players too. Always shoot the cars, never the people. When you get in car chases, if you try to shoot the people,
uh, yeah.
it doesn't work out. It takes forever to kill them. But if you just shoot their car, the car explodes and kills all the people in the car. That's how you get past the chases.
Nice.
I learned that. It
Nice.
took me a while because when I first played, I thought, well, I mean, all they give you is a pistol, and you
Yeah.
don't think you want to shoot the car. You think you want to shoot the guy shooting at you, but that's not how it works. That's not the
Yeah.
best. That's not the most efficient way to kill them. You shoot the engine on the car, and then the car blows up, and
Blows
it
up.
kills all the peeps. So, but the first time I played, I was trying to shoot the people, but then I realized, at a car chase down the road, like, holy shit, if I have a shotgun and I shoot the shotgun blows up the car. And then I don't
And the
have to
people
worry
inside
about
of
the
it.
people. Yeah. And it's like
Yeah.
great because you can actually die on those things. It's pretty hard, but you can die on those car chases. If you don't eventually, if you keep trying to shoot the people and keep missing,
Yeah.
eventually you'll get killed. But, and you'll have to do the whole thing over again. But
Yeah. Of course.
yeah. But anyway, so that's all I got. You
All
got
right. We'll
anything
get there.
else?
Well, I was going to say if we're just about done, I will say that on Netflix, I am watching the Netflix documentary Sons of Sam. If you've not seen that, you should watch it. It's pretty interesting. And there's this new one on there called Jupiter's Legacy about superheroes. Pretty interesting. I just started watching it just for grins and giggles. So anybody else
And
wants to watch it. And
Sons of
maybe I'll talk.
Sam, and Jupiter.
Sons of Sam, and the other one is Jupiter's Legacy. It's got Josh Duhamel in it. He's a aging superhero that gets some kind of powers from Jupiter, apparently. So I haven't got that far yet. So,
That's
anyways,
where I get my superpowers.
I do too.
Jupiter.
Jupiter.
Okay, guys and gals and chooms, we are done. So if you liked any part of today's video, give it a thumbs up. If you disliked any part of today's video, give it a thumbs up. If you got any comments,
Just give it a
please
thumbs
feel
up.
free to leave it below the video. And I'm Will.
I'm Jamey.
And that's it for us. Thanks, guys, for coming out. We appreciate all of you. And we will talk to you guys again next time. Is that it? That's it.
Dun, 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 dun. Still going. You can see it.